Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. A friend of mine gave me some information, and I think this is a good time to put this information into this video, because it's basically information that you need to hear. She told me that the Muslims took a little girl and beheaded the girl and made the mother wash her hands in the blood of her own daughter. Why did they do this horrible thing? Because the woman didn't want to be a Muslim. She did not want to pledge her allegiance to Allah. Why would a God would take a life of a young girl just to punish a mother for not worshiping him? Why would Jehovah's Witnesses forcing people who left this organization of theirs to worship their false god, Jehovah? And by not worshiping this false god, Jehovah, you are spiritual executed. And your family, almost like they're just knocking the dust off their feet. And that's it for you. I'm going to play a clip of information, and then we'll take it from there.
Jehovah's Witnesses believe that all those who are not Jehovah's Witnesses are God's enemies. According to their ideology, humanity is to be put to death imminently by Jesus Christ at Armageddon. The 144,000, which includes the remaining anointed and the governing body, will be part of the execution process of men, women.
Can you imagine the governing body to be the proud leaders of Jehovah's Witnesses and going around with Christ, destroying people's lives, killing people who would not follow Jehovah their God? Could you imagine the witnesses destroying their own family when members wake up and realize they've been following a false god, and now they are being executed by their congregation, their family, their friends? But you can call that spiritual execution. But to the victims, It's almost like that little child who lost his life. Didn't even have a chance to even live a life. Let's continue.
And children and the unborn on this planet according to Jehovah's will and purpose. Yes, the present leadership of Jehovah's Witnesses expect to participate in the annihilation of the human race with the exception of the faithful Jehovah's Witnesses on earth. This is the good news and message that Jehovah...
And that is true. I've been taught for most of my life that you want to survive the wrath of Jehovah. You're going to get in the program, becoming a Jehovah's Witness, or you will be annihilated. Every man, woman, and child will be annihilated. If you do not believe in Jehovah God. People, I'm telling you right now on this video, you don't need to fear this Jehovah. The only fear you have to fear is the governing body. They are the backbone of this false name, Jehovah. When their governing body gets up on stage on their JW broadcast and said his own words, and no one didn't put a gun to his head or force him to tell a lie. For once he told the truth. The name Jehovah is nowhere near the original name of God. Plain, simple words. And you witnesses started freaking out. And then all of a sudden, it's just like y'all magically, you bring God a raise. You don't remember that talk. That's how strong your brainwash is. I am glad my mind is my mind now. It doesn't belong into this cult or this false religion. Let's continue.
Jehovah's Witnesses preach to the world and teach to their children. It is a death threat, plain and simple. This ideology is no different than the radical element in Islam that we have today. Both preach a message of death to all who do not conform to their respective ideologies. They
almost the same of the other religion. A death threat. You join us, you will die. Sooner or later, when people start doing their research on these false gods and see the truth for themselves, should you bow down to a false god? Should you pray to a false god? Should you pledge your allegiance to a false god? I did. Almost 40-something years. Even when I was out for a while, I still believed in this false god. I used to pray to this false god. Till almost 6 months later, after 2012 April, so in that borderline, that's when I did one of my research, which about ripped me apart. When I found out the God that I was worshiping was a false god. And to me, that was one scary thing. It shook my world big time. Lying to me over the years is one thing, but brainwashing me to worship a false god, that was cold, that was cruel, and that is wrong. Then 2016, they let people know the name Jehovah, it's not even God's name, and these witnesses are still going around calling themselves Jehovah's Witnesses. I wished 50 years ago my parents would have found out the same information I found out. When they was young, about this false name, Jehovah. I wished when they got married, they would have had the internet. They could have did major research on this religion. And they would never join. Because if they would have did enough research, they would have found out they're worshiping a false god. People, that's the reason why we're trying to destroy Watchtower. They are our executioner. They're killing us by making us reject God and Christ. Killing us not knowing who our true mediator is, Christ. Not those 7 unrighteous, selfish pigs that calls themselves the faithful and discreet slave. They're taking something from the Bible and apply it to themselves and make elders drill into their heads. These men are the faithful, discreet slaves. And they don't even look down underneath there. If these people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing from the Bible, beating the witnesses to get more hours, more hours. Sell books. Wouldn't that make them the evil slave? That when the master comes, he's going to whip their asses. And that's what's going to happen to the governing body. They're going to have their ass whipped so bad for all their wicked brainwashing they have done to every single Jehovah's Witness and every single one who died on the operating tables died preaching this false gospel, die in dangerous situations that they was put in by the governing body. Let's continue a little bit more.
They claim that this is the will of God. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, or JW.org, the organization behind Jehovah's Witnesses, would like the public to believe that they are a peaceful society. However, the evidence is to the contrary. Jehovah's Witnesses are anything but peaceful. Their ideology destroys the lives of tens of thousands of unsuspecting persons. Thousands languish in prisons throughout the world. Thousands have been tortured. Believing in a faith that has repeatedly let them down, men and women have been denied the possibility of providing a positive contribution to society. This is through lack of education and altruism. Families are destroyed through indoctrination. They are forced to shun immediate family members who may no longer believe in the religion. If they do not shun them, they will be disfellowshipped and end up being shunned themselves.
Of course, the problem with highlighting words and have your speech, they don't quite get all the words out. Disfellowship. You will be disfellowship. You leave this religion. If you tell them in that back room, when they ask you point blank, do you believe in the faithful, discreet slave? Do you believe in the governing body? No, we do not. Facts, history, and the blumbling idiots on the JW broadcast. Australia Court, Jeffrey Jackson. He dodged every question was being asked about from the lawyer's own mouth, and the lawyer had to explain to him again, redefine the question to make it simple for a kid, 5-year-old kid, to even understand. Now this guy is supposed to be high supreme by God, by Jehovah God. He's supposed to be answering every question, every answer. And I noticed something about him in the Royal Commission. When they asked him to swear in to tell the truth, he did something that no other religion ever done. He brought in a Satan's Bible. And that's what their Bible is. Satan's Bible, full of lies and honest. And when he swore on that Bible to tell the truth, he wasn't allowed to tell the truth on that Bible, because it was a Bible of a flat-out lie. They twisted lies. So he pledged his truthfulness on a Bible that Satan wanted people to learn, to go through, so they would not learn about Christ, learn the truth about God, and get them to worship a false god named Jehovah. Now, would he put his hands on the real Bible? King James Bible? and tell the truth? I don't think he would. Because he knew when he put his hands on that Bible, he would have been in big trouble. But he's going to be in big trouble for his evil work, his words in the Australia court system. Because it's on the internet. It's on YouTube. Everything he said, you can find out for yourself. JAKKE Control. Check out that channel. Check out the evil slave or the faithful slave in the court when it was talking about why are there pedophiles in Jehovah's Witnesses congregations in Australia, and that's not even including all over the world. But that case was for Australia by itself. Let's continue, see what we can find, what people think about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Many are forced into menial occupations that place a drain on the national treasuries because of their poverty status. Millions have spent a lifetime believing their leaders' lies that Jehovah God is bringing a paradise imminently. Indeed, in 1925 the second president of the Watchtower Society claimed that millions now living will never die. That was 90 years ago this year. The evidence shows that it was a lie.
And it was a lie. Millions now living will never die. It put the date 1925. Harp of God. It was written in 1920. It said in a few more years, which talked about this book was being published, that few or many of the old ones was coming back to life in few years. Book of Salvation, they built a house for these men to move into, which Judge Ruckford lived in. Children's book brought out, can you children imagine being able to talk to, I think it was King David, a few others, and you don't have to worry about growing old and die? And those little kids, some of them still alive, probably about around 80, 90 years old, if there's any more left. Where's their hope and dreams? It's like, to me, Watchtower got a good solid foundation. If you want to die on it, destroy your life on it, this is a wicked religion.
Safe to say that there are not millions living today who would have been old enough in 1925 to listen and understand Rutherford's promise. The children of Jehovah's Witnesses are led to believe that everything outside their bubble of faith is satanic. In other words, they are led to believe that everything is under satanic influence. They believe this influence permeates all aspects of human society. This would include police officers, doctors, teachers, ambulance workers, caregivers, the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, all church institutions, except their own, and all political systems. In this way the leadership of Jehovah's Witnesses terrorize their own followers by emasculating their women, radicalizing their men, and brainwashing their children. Yes, just as in radical Islam.
And you just heard how they compared Jehovah's Witnesses to Islam. Jehovah's Witnesses, have you studied that religion? Because if you did, you would be pointing fingers at your own religion. When a group of people have their own gods, and both of them, it's just like a coin. Both sides are dark. It's just one is just a little bit lighter than the other one, and the other one think they're lighter than the other one. People, when you put faith in a group of people, cults, because you fail to take your hands, your computer, phone, tablet, to check these cults out, or these religions, and do real research. Can you imagine being in an evil organization, and if you turn the wrong way, you'll be executed by that religion? And they do it in the name of their gods. That's something you better do some thinking, because time is going to be running out for these false religions, and when it does, are you going to be with them, or are you going to get out just like we did? We can't twist your arms. All we can do is just plant a seed and hope that you will find the true life source of water from the Bible to make it grow, and you'll see you are growing into a better person, not a robot, hatred person, thinking his religion is the only truth. And my question is to you, Jehovah's Witnesses. You are a small group, but you have put out so many books and literatures all over the world, more than any published company of the world. Do you think by your literature and by the amounts Watchtower has put out each month, each year, each day, you think you have the truth? You better do some research, because you don't. Otherwise, all of us that left this false religion, this dangerous cult, if it was the truth, we would still be in there. And there would be no people in there committing adultery, fornication, murdering, all the bad things that is in the Bible. It would not be in this religion. Think about it. Because if you got all these bad things in your congregations, you need to check out our YouTubes, people's websites, and do some soul searching in the Bible. Then you'll find the real truth. Thank you and have a nice day.